The city looked beautiful at night. But behind the glowing lights, millions of people were silently losing battles nobody could see. Some were fighting stress, some were fighting loneliness, and some were slowly losing themselves. Among them was a 45-year-old man named Victor Hale. Every morning, his alarm rang at exactly 5 a.m. And every morning, he pressed snooze, again and again and again, until one day, his entire life started feeling exactly like that snooze button. Delayed dreams, delayed goals, delayed happiness. Victor once had ambition, huge ambition. At 25, he believed he would build a successful company. At 30, he promised his wife he would give her a better life. At 35, he told his daughter Emma, "Just wait a little longer, everything will improve." But now, at 45, he was tired, broken, emotionally empty. Every day felt the same. Wake up late, rush to work, get insulted by his boss, come home exhausted, scroll endlessly on his phone, sleep with regret, then repeat. One rainy evening, Victor missed his daughter's school performance. Again. Emma stood backstage, looking toward the empty seat that was supposed to belong to her father, but he never came. By the time Victor arrived, the auditorium was empty. Only Emma remained. Silent, disappointed. Did you even try to come on time? That question destroyed him, because for the first time, Victor had no excuse left. That night, he sat alone inside his dark apartment while heavy rain hit the windows. The television was on, but he wasn't watching. His eyes were lost somewhere deeper. Then, suddenly, the electricity went out. Complete silence filled the room. And in that silence, Victor noticed something strange. An old man outside the building, walking slowly in the rain at nearly midnight. Calm, focused, peaceful. The next morning, at exactly 4:30 a.m., Victor heard footsteps again. The same old man, walking outside before sunrise. Every single morning after that, Victor saw him again. Always early, always calm, always disciplined. It became a mystery. Who was this man? One morning, Victor finally followed him. The old man walked through quiet streets, past sleeping buildings, past empty cafes, until he reached a small park. There, young people were waiting for him. A delivery rider, a tired nurse, a struggling student, a divorced mother. Different lives, different pain, but all listening carefully to the old man. His name was Elias, and every morning before the world woke up, he taught one thing: discipline. Not motivation, not shortcuts. Discipline. Victor stayed hidden behind a tree, listening silently. Elias looked at everyone and said, "Your life changes the moment your excuses become weaker than your goals." Those words hit Victor hard, because deep inside, he knew excuses had controlled his entire life. The next morning, for the first time in years, Victor woke up before the alarm. His body hated it. His mind screamed, "Sleep more, start tomorrow, you're too old to change." But something inside him refused to quit. Victor got up. Outside, cold air hit his face. For the first time in years, he felt awake. Days passed. Victor slowly changed his routine. He stopped wasting nights scrolling endlessly. He started reading books, exercising, planning his future. Small actions, tiny habits, but they slowly transformed him. At work, people noticed. The same exhausted man who always looked defeated now walked differently, more focused, more calm, more confident. But discipline tested him constantly. One night, Victor almost gave up. After a terrible day at work, he came home angry and exhausted. The old habits returned. He ordered junk food, ignored his routine, sat with his phone for hours. And suddenly, he realized something terrifying. One bad night was trying to pull him back into his old life. That was the moment Victor understood. Discipline is a war against your old self, not against the world. The next morning, he forced himself to wake up again, and again. Weeks turned into months. Then, something unbelievable happened. Victor started rebuilding his relationship with Emma. One evening, she looked at him and smiled for the first time in years. "You changed." Victor almost cried hearing those words, because deep down, that was all he ever wanted. Not money, not status, just another chance. Meanwhile, another student from Elias's group named Ayan was fighting his own battle. At just 19 years old, he worked as a delivery rider all day and studied at night. People mocked him constantly. "Bro, relax. You're working too hard. You'll never succeed." But Ayan kept moving. Every morning, he repeated the same sentence to himself. Pain disappears. Discipline remains. Sophia, a single mother from the same group, worked exhausting night shifts at a hospital. Most nights, she cried silently in her car before going home. But she still woke up early, still fought, still kept going. Because discipline gave her hope. Months later, Victor's entire life looked different. His health improved, his confidence returned, his mind became sharper. And one day, he finally started the small business he had dreamed about for 20 years. Not because he suddenly became talented, because he finally became consistent. That's the power of discipline. It quietly transforms ordinary people into unstoppable people. One winter morning, Victor asked Elias, "How do disciplined people stay strong every day?" Elias smiled, then pointed toward the sunrise. Because they understand something most people never learn. Your feelings will lie to you. Your excuses will lie to you. But your habits will always tell the truth about who you are becoming. Victor stood silently watching the sunrise, and for the first time in decades, he felt peace. Not because life became easy, but because he finally gained control over himself. Years later, Victor became successful. But strangely, success was no longer the most important thing to him. The real victory was this: he became the man his younger self would be proud of. And somewhere inside the same city, while millions still kept hitting snooze on their dreams, Victor woke up before sunrise, smiled quietly, and started another disciplined morning. Because he finally understood, discipline does not just change your schedule, it changes your identity. It changes your future, and eventually, it changes your entire life. And maybe this story was not just about Victor. Maybe you saw yourself somewhere inside this story too. Maybe you are also tired, confused, emotionally exhausted. Maybe you keep telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." But listen carefully, your life can still change. Not in one night, not through motivation alone, but through small, disciplined actions repeated every single day. Wake up earlier. Keep your promises to yourself. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Because one decision, one habit, one disciplined morning can completely transform your future. And who knows, maybe the next breakthrough story could be yours. So if you are ready to change your life, subscribe now and begin this journey with us. Because your story is not over yet. In fact, it may just be beginning.